Hey, this is Ben and Debbie Block, and we are so excited to tell you about some big news in our lives, in our families' lives, that we are becoming missionaries to Tokyo, Japan in 2019.
We are so excited about this, and we want to share with you a little bit about our journey and how we got to this point. I was actually born and raised as a missionary kid in Brazil, and I loved being a missionary kid. I remember when people would ask me, what do you want to do when you grow up? I'd say, I want to be a missionary, because I felt that in my heart. I felt like that was my calling. I felt like the life of a missionary was exciting. It was every day an adventure with Jesus, looking for opportunities to reach the lost with the love of Jesus. So then when I came to the United States for college, I went to Oral Roberts University, which is where I met Ben. I decided to study something that I could use for the mission field, where if I wanted to go to a country that wouldn't accept me as a missionary, I could go in with my profession. So I studied social work and psychology, and like I said, I met Ben the first day of classes at Oral Roberts University. He was getting a degree in theology, and that is where we fell in love.
Fell in love there and got married 7 years after we met. And during that time at ORU, I went on a mission trip to Thailand. And after I got back from Thailand, I was totally jet lagged and out on my apartment deck one night, worshiping the Lord and singing this song, "Ask of me and I'll give you the nations." It's the cry of my heart. And as I'm singing this, I felt like the Lord spoke to me and said, "Are you willing?" And I understood, are you willing to go to the nations? I'm asking for the nations. It's the cry of my heart. And the Lord said, "Are you willing?" And I said, "Yes." And I felt like God said, "Then go." And this happened 3 times. And the third time, "Then go." It was just even stronger. And I really felt a call to the nations. And so since then, we've been going on lots of different short-term mission trips. I went to India the next year. Debbie's been to Ghana, Dominican Republic, and Nicaragua, different areas. But now we feel like God is moving us and transitioning our family to full-time missions to Tokyo, Japan.
So after we got married, we actually got married in Michigan, where we have been living for the past almost 7 years. We've been serving faithfully at our church, Cornerstone Church in Highland, Michigan. Ben has been on staff there. It's been such a blessing to be at Cornerstone. We have just become family to us. We have learned so much about ministry, had incredible ministry opportunities, been mentored by incredible pastors and leaders, and we're so thankful for these past almost 7 years that we've been at Cornerstone. And now it's an exciting time as we're launching into the life of full-time missionaries, something that's new for us as a family. While we've been here in Michigan, we've had 2 beautiful daughters. God has been so good to us, Isabella and Evelyn, and we are now moving our whole family to Tokyo, Japan.
Yeah, it's actually the largest Tokyo metropolitan areas with 37 million people, and 98.5% of the nation does not know the Lord. So there's a huge need, and so we're excited to go. Actually, about 3 years ago at a conference that we had at our church, it was called MomCon, the Momentum Conference. We had this great guest speaker named Dominic Russo, and that night he gave an altar call, and he said, if you need to surrender anything to the Lord, come forward. And I responded to that message, and I just felt like, God, I don't have this big vision like, some of these leaders that I see have. And I felt like the Lord spoke to me in that moment. The vision has already been given. And Project Amazon's vision came to my mind that they have this desire to plant 100,000 churches, and they've already planted over 800 churches. And so I just felt like, man, we need to join that vision. And so over the next several years, we talked to our spiritual leaders, and we've been praying about it and just getting our lives and our hearts ready and prepared and putting it before the Lord. And now we feel like the Lord is moving us to move in 2019. So for the next 6 months or so, we'll be getting ready as we approach that time, and we're so excited. If you want to follow more of our journey and our updates, you can sign up for the updates below or at the website at theblockfam.com. We would love for you to stay in touch and for us to stay in touch with you. We'll see you. God bless.